This is a Steam Greenlight trailer for Northern Lights. Interesting looking... Oh. Wait a minute, this is Supernatural. This isn't a video game. That's, if I recall correctly, I was never really a big watcher of the show. I watched it through other people, but that's Dean Winchester, I believe. That, I think's original. But that is a screenshot from the hit television series Supernatural. I don't think, and I could be wrong, but I don't think you can take literal screenshots from the hit TV show Supernatural and then apply a bunch of filters to it and call it original work. I've no doubt the text here is original, but who's reading the text? Everyone's too busy looking at the literal screenshots from Supernatural and thinking to themselves, those are literal screenshots from Supernatural. There's old Dino having a drink. You can't do this. I mean, as much as anybody, I think that logo's original, as much as anybody think copyright law should be relaxed. But even I can look at this and think, no, you can't literally use screenshots from Supernatural and make a video game out of it. That's what you've done. It's not Hori's story. Who's Hori? It's Dean Winchester, one of the Winchester boys. They hunt demons and other assorted monsters on the hit TV show Supernatural. Description! Northern Lights is a interactive fiction with... Okay, you gotta stop right here for starters. I will make a bit of fun reading descriptions out, misreading... reading the words as written, which normally involves grammatical errors. But I normally don't, hang on it, especially because a lot of people putting stuff on Steam Greenlight, English isn't their first language. In fact, this developer says in the comments that they're from Romania. So you can be a bit forgiving of that. However, this is a interactive fiction with a heavy focus on the story. Writing. We're talking about writing, and as you saw from the trailer, it seems to be all text-based. The screenshots I'll be showing also have a lot of text in them. So when you have a glaring grammatical error 4 words into your description, and you are going to present us a game that's largely text-based in English, then yeah, I'm going to have to point that out, because that's a terrible opener. That's a bad sales pitch, friend. Anyway, let's continue. Heavy focus on the story and the choices created by it, with an action settled in a questionable near future. That's not the only thing that's questionable about this game. The game explores different social, cultural, religious, human, and other themes throughout the perceptions and beliefs of the characters. What characters are they? Characters you came up with, or literally the Winchesters? The main story follows the choices made by Hori Devon, no it doesn't, a man that can't rest, even after death. So yeah, as you can see, the game footage and screenshots that we're looking at here are all from the hit TV show Supernatural, with layers and layers of filters applied to try and hide that fact. It's not an uncommon technique. Get a real-life photo or still image from a show or whatever, and then drown it in filters so it looks like it's been drawn a bit. But you can always kind of tell what's going on, and you can't do that. It's just not legally allowed. If this were to get greenlit and go on Steam, then it would be taken down within moments. Lawyers would swarm all over this like the crab things from Dark Crystal. The sheer shamelessness of it is amazing, especially given the fact that the developer does seem to care about the game. Beyond that, the text, the overlay, the boxes, everything I'm looking at in the screenshots looks alright, actual effort went into it. I can't really speak for the story, it doesn't sound all that interesting, but I can't say the developer's lazy, not like a lot of the hacks that show up on this series. I cannot accuse the developer of not caring. I mean, they've even done the thing that I praise a lot of Greenlight Good Stuff games for. They've made a description page with a lot of text, a lot of discussion, header bars. They've gone all out. It's just when it comes to all of their characters and all of their environment, it's just all of the fucking visualization of the world. It's just supernatural, which you can't do. There's a huge back and forth between the developer and tons of comments that were pointing out that this is probably not legal. The developer for quite a while was defending their position, adamant that they didn't really do anything wrong, that their filtering of the original images constitutes enough transformation to count as original artwork. Ferris Bueller, who's in the comments there, who I recognise as a regular Steam Greenlight commenter, pointed out that the original artwork that's available on the developer's DeviantArt actually isn't all that bad, and if they were to just remove, like, all of the supernatural shit and create original characters, the game would be a lot more viable, which is absolutely fair, because, first of all, if you're proud of the characters you've made and the world you've built, then surely you'd want that to resemble something original rather than a fucking TV show, and B, it's actually legal to create your own characters and then sell work with your own original characters in them. It's not quite legal to sell your game with a fucking picture of Jensen Ackles. Just can't be done, I'm afraid. To the devs' credit, they did eventually relent and give up, although they still don't quite understand what they've done wrong. The dev, after desperately trying and failing to get the commenters to talk about the story and all the other stuff, basically all the stuff about the game that doesn't matter until we get over the hurdle of the, let's face it, infringing as fuck artwork, they eventually gave up and wrote this. After hearing the first opinions here, I've started making several adjustments. Here is one of them, which might appear obvious to you, but not so much to me. Still don't get it, the artwork. I want to apologise for all the strange ways that this insults you, and hopefully with these changes this game will be of more to your taste. I'm new to this market and I am barely making my first step, so either spit between my eyes for being a noob or give me some helpful pointers. From this point on, the artwork will look like this, and as you can see here, we have, well, it's clearly a drawing of Dean Winchester, but it's a drawing and should be covered because they're calling it Hoary Devon, not Dean Winchester. Probably Howry, actually, but I don't care. Being new to the market isn't exactly an excuse. You don't have to be new to game development to understand that you can't take screenshots from TV shows and put them in your game. Leaving any morality to the sidelines in the discussion, because I don't really care, having been fucked by so many companies myself over their ignoring of fair use. I'm not exactly the most sympathetic to corporate and entertainment copyright holders, but from a sheer reality standpoint, from an objective legal standpoint, this would not sell on Steam in its current state. The game's still using the trailer I showed you, still using the screenshots I showed you. It sounds like this developer's going to have to do a lot of work now to replace all of the art. But I say all this with friendly tones in my voice. You're gonna have to change it all. You won't be able to just, like, redraw the main character or something like that. Like, everything's gonna have to change. Because, let's face it, if everything could have Jensen Ackles in it, everything would. I mean, he'd be playing me on the Jimquisition in a heartbeat, so unfortunately I can't use him, you can't use him. That's just the way the world works. It's what we call Jensen Ackles' law.